Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone who's watching right now. Today, we're here with Miss Universe Philippines and Coins.ph for a chat regarding our partnership this year. I'm Voltaire Tayag. I'm the Miss Universe Philippines Director of Communications. We are already in the final stretch and finding out who will be crowned the next Miss Universe Philippines. We are just as excited as all of you to see who will represent the country on the world stage. We're also extra excited that because this is the first year since the pandemic started, where we're actually going to be holding a live coronation night. We'll have a live audience consisting of family, friends, supporters who will cheer loudly and surely energize and motivate the top 32 candidates as they walk down the runway. We look forward to seeing all of you on April 30, 2022 at the Mall of Asia Arena. This 2022 Miss Universe Philippines has three key pillars. The first of which is live the real you. For the past few weeks, we've witnessed the top 32 delegates embrace their hashtag uniquely beautiful selves during the pre-pageant activities. Our second pillar is live up to your roots. Our candidates, chosen from various cities and provinces of our beautiful country, have proudly showcased and celebrated the diversity and rich culture of the Philippines. Lastly, our third pillar is lead to serve. Our finalists wake up every day passionate to make things better, not just for themselves, but for others as well. Which brings us to our partnership with Coins.ph, the Philippines' leading crypto wallet and exchange that aims to financially empower Filipinos through blockchain technology and innovation. And a great step towards that is to promote financial education and freedom. In fact, our 32 finalists had the Coins.ph team and prominent figures in the space to help them be familiar with crypto, Web3, NFTs, and blockchain. I'm sure these sessions were especially helpful for the girls to find out how crypto is a way to become more financially empowered. And as we all know, empowered women empower other women and men. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce to all of you Mr. Wei Zhou, CEO of Coins.ph, together with the Miss Universe Philippines delegates. Hi, Wei, how are you?
Hey there, everybody. Thanks for having me. Really excited for Coins.ph to be a sponsor of the Miss Universe Philippines pageant, and really excited to be here with everyone to share not just about Coins.ph, but also about crypto in general.
Yes, yeah, we're very excited as well, and the girls have been talking about it, and they're very eager to learn more about crypto. But I think it would be good if you can start off by giving everyone a background of Coins.ph.
Yeah, sure. So Coins is the largest fiat and crypto wallet in the Philippines. The company was founded about 5 or 6 years ago, and it has grown to be with over about 15 million users on our platform so far. And then it's a very simple to use app that you can download from the App Store, and with it, you can currently buy, trade, or store cryptocurrencies, as well as use it in your daily life in terms of paying for things. And we hope to build it into a much larger crypto ecosystem for the Philippines.
Very cool. Now, Coins.ph was recently acquired. What is the new mission and vision of Coins.ph, and how is this partnership aligned with Miss Universe Philippines?
Yeah, I think, we recently did the purchased coins from the previous shareholders, and we want to take it back to its original roots, which was started off as a Bitcoin purchasing platform. And I think with sort of becoming much more crypto native, what we've seen over the last, obviously, couple of years is much more popular acceptance of Bitcoin, which started off as sort of like an anti-establishment, sort of like, store your money in your own wallet kind of a product. And I think that has a lot to do with sort of not just sort of financial empowerment, but actually sort of individual empowerment. And I think that aligns quite well with the empowerment of women that is being advocated by Miss Universe as a whole. And I think secondly, with Coins, with regards to our acquisition, we want to develop a much more crypto native products Some of them have taken off in the Philippines quite rapidly over the last few years. It's especially with regards to NFTs and metaverse, and also I would say games, right? And I think all of these things will allow for, I would say, individuals, including sort of, I would say, the less those that have not had access to the financial ecosystem or banks, to basically to be able to plug into sort of that network. At the same time, to be able to use NFTs and games to basically earn either as a full-time or part-time or just a little bit of time. I think all of these opportunities to be able to earn in the digital world will bring financial empowerment. And we hope to use the Miss Universe Philippines platform to advertise that and to sort of, to bring that message across.
And we're actually very glad to have you along with us because, we always talk about women empowerment. And the thing is with pageants, they have been largely based on tradition. But with Miss Universe Philippines, we'd like to believe that our organization is one that's very dynamic, very responsive to what is going on in the world. And partnering with Coins.ph really proves this, that it's not just about the gowns anymore in the walkway and the runway and their Q&A, but this Coins.ph, it's going to educate these delegates, the women, beyond the pageant. And I think that's quite powerful. Also, another thing is that there's a misconception that crypto is a male-dominated industry. How do you think, how have women helped shape crypto as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look around the world, and then maybe I'll start a little bit in terms of like one of the main things that we looked at, especially in terms of I think not just for women, but I think in Philippines as a whole, and what we hope to sort of demonstrate on a global stage, as previous Miss Philippines had shown, sort of like on the global stage at sort of the global Miss Universe pageants, the success they've had. Right, it's been one of the most successful countries, and some of the candidates, we've had, two, I think, Miss Universes coming out of the Philippines over the last, 4 or 5 years, right? So what we hope to do for Coins.ph is to show the world that, hey, we can build a very powerful crypto platform here in the Philippines, that has, Philippine users and Philippine sort of, characteristics that are unique, I think, to us. I think that's the first part. In terms of the second part, in terms of crypto, yeah, I mean, it's been kind of that way. I mean, there's a term called crypto bros, but I think within the last couple of years, I think especially with the arrival, I think, of NFTs and the arrival of culture and taste and beauty and things that actually, make the world much more beautiful and much more culturally significant rather than just sort of financially significant. I think that crossroads of sort of, cultural significance and financial empowerment, I think this is where sort of like has taken crypto to become much more mainstream over the last, few years, vis-a-vis sort of the original sort of during the original older days. And I think that's what we hope to sort of, bring that to sort of that cross section or that intersection with our, sponsorship of Miss Universe Philippines as well.
Look, I'd be the first to admit that when we got Coins.ph, and I'm like, wait, we're gonna do what? Crypto? I'm not even that familiar with it, so I don't know what to talk about about the girls. But when I mentioned it to them, they were quite excited. Several of them, like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So I think it's a perfect time for me to ask the delegates, what does it mean for the organization to have an official crypto partner? Would any of you want to answer?
Yeah, I can go first. I was definitely excited when I realized that there's going to be an official crypto sponsor. I actually have an NFT company that I'm launching later on this year. So of course, when I realized that there's going to be a crypto sponsor, I was definitely excited because one of the things that I advocate for is really changing the negative perception of the public on the blockchain space. So of course, that just comes from the lack of knowledge and lack of information that most people have. And it's so exciting because especially if you utilize a platform such as Miss Universe Philippines, it can really change that, image of blockchain, crypto, NFT, and really just kind of in a more conventional way, let the general public know of its potential. Because I always say this to like everybody I talk to about the industry, that we're only exploring the tip of the iceberg in a sense. And if more people kind of just know how in depth and how complex the possibilities are, then it's just so exciting. And that's why I was so excited that Miss Universe Philippines is partnering up with Coins.ph.
Thank you, Michelle. Now, is there anybody else who'd like to add to that? Well, maybe
Yes, I'd like to add that.
There we go.
Yes, so I really wanted to promote about this, although I do possess minimal knowledge about cryptocurrency. And that's because, as you mentioned earlier, that women are always been put at the vulnerable spot. We're not given that much opportunities for so long to really explore financial independence. And now that we're given the opportunity to be financially independent, I think it's so important for us to explore areas such as cryptocurrency. And now I'm just really excited that Coins.ph was able to partner up with Miss Universe Philippines, as we're all about empowering women.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, good day to everybody. I'm very happy about this partnership with Coins.ph with Miss Universe Philippines, because I've tried coins ever since 2019 or 2018. And at first I didn't really understand it. I just tried it because my sister recommended it to me. And for the span of a few years up until now, I really learned a lot because I tried to research it. And Coins.ph was the application that I really used for so many years already. I tried the other apps, but I stuck with Coins.ph, and I was able to learn so much more with Coins.ph 101 lessons that we had with Miss Universe Philippines. And it just allowed me to level up with my experience and with my knowledge about cryptocurrency. And I know that I can apply that to myself, and I can spread awareness of it and spread that as well to other women all around the universe and all around the Philippines, which I'm sure would be very beneficial to them. So I'm very grateful for this partnership.
Anyone else?
Hi, everyone. So actually, I must admit, I've heard of cryptocurrency before, but Coins.ph was something that was new to me, because when I heard about cryptocurrency, I wasn't really sure about it and the security that goes along with cryptocurrency, because it's obviously something that you cannot touch physically. But when Coins.ph partnered up with Miss Universe Philippines and they gave us a run through of everything that Coins.ph is about, it actually made me realize that, oh, this is something that I could use, and that's something that I can trust as well. And I think that it really gives us empowerment with our financials, and it teaches us to be more independent, to be more in control of our money, and to be more in control of the situation that's going on.
That's very interesting because, we're talking about independence and empowerment. Sometimes in school, that's one of the things that's not really taught, how we are able to become financially independent. They teach us all the theories, but they sometimes fail to really talk about the things that we really need to do in actuality in order to make money, in order to, set ourselves a good path. And admittedly, I should refer to myself as a crypto tito. Now that I'm hearing all of you, now I feel like, oh, maybe I need to have a little bit more of those crypto 101 sessions. I should join them as well, because it's getting me really excited and interested in the whole concept. Because when I just first heard about it, I'm like, crypto. The first thing that comes to mind is kryptonite. But then this one is not kryptonite. This one empowers. So now, Wei, like, how and why do you think women should get more involved with crypto?
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing, one of the sort of the original sort of like thesis of Bitcoin, which is sort of like the godfather of all cryptocurrencies, it's about ownership. And it's basically about how you can own a financial asset without sort of a centralized authority, sort of, telling you what you own and how you own it. And I think the fact that in this situation, I think sort of the first step to building wealth is to actually own something. Right. And I think, and then teaching you how to sort of like what the value of what you own is. Right. So, I mean, at the end of the day, sort of what is money, right? At the end of the day, sort of like, how do you own something? Right. And I think owning something in the physical world is what we're sort of being used to. But now I think what the massive transformation here, what we're seeing is that now we're spending more of our time in the digital world. Right. So now we can actually have actual ownership of digital assets. right? And I think maybe the world did not do a good job of educating women about financial ownership in the physical world. But I feel like right now, whereas sort of like the world is making a pivot in terms of, with crypto and blockchain and NFTs, now we can actually own the digital assets that we create, right? And not have those properties be controlled by central organizations, right? Like for example, we're coming into the sort of what I call the Web3 evolution of crypto and of digital assets that, we're no longer relying on Facebook and Google, where we basically store all of our product that we make, right, which are pictures, photos, videos, which are quite relevant, I think, to our candidates here, is we actually don't own that, right? Facebook owns that, whatever you put on Instagram, right? That one day, for whatever reason, if Facebook shuts you down, you lose that access to the content that you've created. And I think what's unique about blockchain is that you can actually now, especially with NFTs and digital assets across the board, you can have actually direct ownership of your own assets, right? And I think it's really important, I think, as the world evolves, especially, digital, life is sort of what we live now, in this kind of screen format, much more so than way before. As you create sort of your digital presence, why not, step into crypto and create, digital ownership of your assets? And you can start that with money, right? And that's sort of the genesis sort of what Bitcoin is. But in addition to money, now you can actually own a bit of culture, right? Which is sort of what NFTs are. So I think, like, that's why I think it's really important then for Coins then, well, how do we deliver that message out to newbies or normies, right? Like people who actually still, I don't really have a good understanding. That's why I feel like, the Miss Universe program here for us is a great platform for us to deliver that message out. And I think the candidates with sort of the sessions that we've had with them and the content that they're creating, I think it's going to do a great job.
I love that you're mentioning about that digital ownership. And the key word there is ownership.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing, what it does, and what I'm gathering from the discussion is, you don't have to think about amassing a huge amount of money in order to be financially empowered. To be empowered through Coins.ph, through crypto, is really creating that mindset that you do have ownership, that you're taking control of a certain part of your life, that financial control. And I think it starts from there. And I think from that mindset, it continues to inspire and motivate them to keep thinking bigger and having that confidence. Like in pageants, it's really about the confidence that women have that we love to showcase. And this is going to show their confidence and how they're going to deal with their financial aspect in life. And that's a very powerful tool. Any of the other ladies want to add to that question?
Well, honestly, I just wanted to, say that I'm so happy that Coins.ph is the partner of Miss Universe Philippines, because when I first started my crypto journey, I started off with Coins.ph, and it really removes the intimidation of the whole technology and the whole industry, because yes, it is new, but honestly, it's just like your typical industry with different terminologies. So I'm glad that Coins.ph is the one helping us out to really remove that barrier and really make it easier for the general consumer to start buying the first crypto. But what I really like about the industry, because it's so new, that it really levels out the entry, and you can become your own CEO by entering into the blockchain space. So right now it's, in a sense that all of the major players, or the major CEOs of the traditional businesses, are male dominated. But now in the NFT space, in the blockchain space, you're seeing so many women CEOs really dominating the space also, even though the general perception is that it's male dominated. And I beg to differ, because there are so many women CEOs, like the CEO of Niftify, which is a woman. And I also know that Pia is into NFTs also. And that trend is actually growing. And it's so exciting, because now with this era of women empowerment, I really believe that blockchain and crypto can really help aid us into that, that era of digital technology.
I'm glad you mentioned this partnership and that direction where we're going to. Now, Wei, how do you think this partnership will create more phenomenal and hashtag uniquely beautiful women?
I don't know that much about beauty, but I do know about unique. Because one of the coolest characteristics I think about NFTs and crypto in general is that you can see your ownership of something on the blockchain, whether that's in the form of a token or NFT or any other type of digital asset, so that you know at least the piece that you do own is unique to you, and then you're the owner of that. And I think that ties really sort of like wonderfully in terms of like to the Miss Universe pageant here, is that sort of like everyone is sort of unique in terms of where you're coming from and where you want to be, right? And then I think the other sort of like really interesting aspects of it is that I think as sort of each candidate sort of like personality, background, you know, like and vision kind of like walks sort of like comes to light sort of during this sort of discovery process. We would love to work with each one of them to basically, you know, maybe craft something for them in the NFT route or any other sort of like, you know, anything sort of like on the sort of the product side. So I think that's something that we're actually really looking forward to, is actually creating sort of a unique experience with the candidates here on the blockchain. So.
Ladies, would you like to add something to what Wei said?
You know, I think women in general are very creative. And with this technology, you can get very creative with the ways that you can utilize this industry. And it's just so exciting.
I think I would like to add something to that, because like as the newbie into the crypto world, what's intriguing and something really interesting about is the fact that I could own something. And as someone who is 25, and people in my age, especially young women in my age, they kind of have this pressure to be financially independent. You know, I remember when I was 12, I would write down in my journal, like, I would wish to have my own house, own car, and be financially independent by the age of 25. And yet here I am, you know, here I am not getting my own house. I'm still living with my parents. And this is something that I believe it to be relevant to many young women in my age. And knowing that Coins.ph is partnering with Miss Universe Philippines is something really empowering, knowing that people now could realize that they could be financially independent and own something digitally, transitioning to the digital world. Yeah.
Thank you, Daida. Anybody else?
Hello, good evening or good day. What I can say about that is Coins.ph or cryptocurrency in general can really help a woman become more uniquely beautiful, especially now with our partnership with Miss Universe Philippines and Coins.ph, because it gets to expose you with different parts of life, with different parts of society. It's not just about beauty pageants. It's not just about beauty per se, but it's also about being aware of yourself financially and your standing, and being able to reach your dreams, your ambitions, your potential, your fullest potential. And that can help you become more uniquely beautiful, because we all have our unique experiences. Even with Coins.ph or cryptocurrency, we can have different ways of playing with cryptocurrency, with the Bitcoin, with NFTs. And that can really help you, as Michelle said, it can really help you become more creative, and that can help you to push yourself further, especially financially.
You know, I think that's a very important thing that you just mentioned, because I'm thinking about it, and I realize that in beauty pageants, we address so many things, so many issues that women face. And, you know, we've been tackling about women's health, women's mental health, physical health, and we're even going to be tackling menstrual equity this year. But another very important factor is to have all of those to help center you and focus you in your life, is knowing that you have that sense of ownership, that you have that financial independence. That is a very big factor in keeping you sane, really. I think that whether you're a woman, a man, anybody, that's something that gives you that peace of mind. This is a very fresh concept to a lot of people, but with lots of things that we can look forward to. So Wei, can you tell everybody what your thoughts are of what we can look forward to with this partnership?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we want to build here at Coins.ph going forward is actually delivering more, I would say, ground level sort of like financial education. I think to sort of the mass audience, and then we would like to sort of work with whoever sort of that we ended up partnering with for this to sort of build that. One of the initiatives that we have is basically build what I call like the Coins Academy, which is basically sort of taking some of the education initiatives that we have started here and then basically making it more mass market. And we would like to work with our sort of partners on that going forward. And then the other thing that's sort of like more exciting, I think, for the participants here is that whoever wins the Miss Coins.ph will actually win a World of Women Galaxy NFT. So I think that's something that will be really exciting. And then at the same time, we're going to be giving away one of the World of Women Galaxy NFTs, I think, during the pageant week to one of our customers as well. So we look forward to to whoever comes on top on that.
Can I be qualified to join them?
We'll figure something out.
Well, I'm very thankful. First of all, the Miss Universe organization, Miss Universe Philippines organization, wants to thank Coins.ph for being our partner and for helping educate all of the delegates this year. And actually not just these delegates, because once all of this comes out, I think there will be a lot of interest with crypto, with NFTs and blockchain technology. And it's very important that we start the conversation, that we get this going. And I think there's going to be more Crypto 101 series that educates people about the crypto basics. So thank you so much, Coins.ph. And Wei, thank you so much for being with us today. Really, really appreciate your presence and your insights.
No, thank you guys for having me. It's been an honor and a pleasure.
Yes. I'd also like to thank Michelle, Judaida, Alyssa, and Nishi for joining us in this very important series. And that's all the time that we have. I know you guys want to hear more. So you can look out and watch out for more of these things in the future. Thank you, Wei, for your time. And thank you to the viewers for tuning in. We'd like to see you all at the Mall of Asia Arena on April 30, where we will see the new Miss Universe Philippines 2022 crowned. And watch out for more Crypto 101 sessions with Coins.ph and Miss Universe Philippines, all in the Miss Universe Philippines Facebook page. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sir Wei.
We still have internet.
Wei, thank you. And
Thank
Coins.ph,
you so much.
thank you so much
Thank
for
you
the
so much,
opportunity.
po.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thanks for the patience.
Bye.